All right, guys. When you guys are choosing your decks here today or your pile, make sure that you listen to everything that I said. One thing for sure is you want to make sure that some things are going to apply to you and some are not. Take what benefits you and the things that don't benefit you, but you feel like may have an effect on you, write those things down or come back to the video later and then listen to it. But most importantly, like I said, this is for learning purposes. It's for your ability to sort of have some guidance or some validation about moving forward in life. Okay? If you guys have any questions, please leave it in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to answer them. All right, welcome YouTube. How you guys are doing today? This is Angel the Medium. We are doing a first series in reference to picking a pile. So before you choose a deck, what I want you guys to do is to take a deep breath, close your eyes, and you have one, two, and three. Now with your mind, you're gonna feel something, you're gonna think of something. But before you think with your mind, I want you to feel and I want you to focus with your heart and say the words, I feel. And pay attention to that awareness, where it's coming in from. A good majority of you guys should feel it in your heart or in your stomach. Now, when you're choosing a pile, I want you to feel a pile and feel it in your gut. Feel it in your gut instinct. Now, you're going to start from your left to your right. So, one, two, and three. And take a second and choose. So, for people who chose pile number one, right now, if you look at it, the first card is temptation. Now, most individuals will look at it as something negative. There's negative and there's positives in this card. I would say personally, your personality would, in a sense, give me somebody who's passionate, who's strong, who likes things their own way, doesn't like being told what to do. You definitely have a lot of boundaries set up in your life when it comes to love. That's what it feels like. You're in a position right now where you feel a little bit confined in relationships or even with self love. You struggle sometimes to see the best in yourself. You struggle with the ability to believe in who you are. So, this is definitely that card for that person who's sort of struggling with seeing the best in themselves. I would say here you are a very strong individual. You just have to build the confidence in believing in yourself. When I tell people here in reference to believing in yourself, it's something nobody can give you. You have to do it for yourself. What I feel is important for you in this card is to take a chance. Start looking for the positives in your life. It may be a little bit in your life that you're seeing little things. Those are the things to start focusing on because what you're doing right now is starting to attract nothing but negativity. So I would encourage you to find the littlest things in your life that you're grateful for and put your energy into that. Remember, law of attraction is very important in our lives. So you believe that that everything is going to be negative for you, it will become negative every day. But if you start believing that one thing can lead to a bigger thing in your life, or one step, it will lead you in the right path. So let's start having faith and start focused on the positive. What I encourage you to do is get yourself a journal and every day take a moment, about 5 minutes, and start documenting every day at least one thing that's going on in your life that's positive and ask how that makes you feel. If there's something negative going on in your life, ask yourself what are the lessons you learned from it. Take it one day at a time, and this will help you become a stronger individual and then start building confidence with yourself. Give yourself at least a month to see your law of attraction, in a sense, manifest. All right. Now, one more thing with this card of temptation, don't be tempted to do things that you're not comfortable with. This is a time right now where some of us, or most of us, are wanting to take temptation and take certain matters into our own hands because we're led by anger or frustration or fear. Don't let your emotions control you. Rather, you be in control of your emotions. All right? Hope this card makes sense to you guys. Now, the second card here is an important card. It's all about the heart. This could come for two people. And so if you are in a relationship, it represents that you guys have struggled, that it's been difficult for you guys to come together. But now, because of the instances in the beginning where you guys' relationship was not doing so well, you're starting to manifest, you're starting to come together. But it takes the effort of two people to make a relationship work. Now, I feel like this card also represents a family. So if you have children, this represents having to care for your kids because at this moment, your kids are seeing what you're going through. And so they're learning from you guys. You guys are setting the example. So take a moment and, focus on family, focus on coming together. When I told you guys to focus on something positive, focus on what you do have, which is family. Focus on the love that started you guys in the beginning. That is where you guys should be coming in and start to focus on the balance from the beginning. Okay. Now, I also feel here with this deck, this card, it represents that you guys should give yourselves a second chance within your relationship. Don't be so quick to give up on each other. No matter what this individual or you yourself have done, I would say focus on trying to build up that communication, building up that forgiveness for each other, and again, starting from the beginning, starting from scratch. Remember why you guys got together, remember why you guys made that commitment, and see if you could start again. There's nothing wrong with starting from the beginning. I always say when you make a mistake, start back at the bottom and work your way back up and reinforce those core values. Now, for the people who are single or seeking love, this card would represent as well that you're wanting a family. Your highest desires are to have a family, to be together, to have a child. Now, there's also fear with this card because it's the fear of being committed into a relationship. So some of us are a little bit stubborn from what we saw in the first pile, but this could also represent that you're starting to warm up and give a chance to love. Now, obviously, like many of us are dealing with the pandemic. And what I would say here, it's, a lot of people are looking online for love. I always tell people, online, yes, nowadays this is the new age, but deep down inside, a good majority of you guys don't succeed when it comes to online love. So, and if you are that rare one, by all means, hey, keep on going and move forward with it. But I always say, don't go looking for love. Let love come and let it manifest on its own. Give it time, be patient, love yourself most importantly, which many of you do. But obviously, some of us do struggle with love and self love. That's what this first card was talking about. So I would say here, focus on yourself, focus on your abilities in reference to who you are, and focus primarily on being happy, focusing on your foundation, focus on the things that make you happy. Now, now this also represents family. What we pick up with this, many of us have families that were close. Some of us have many issues in our families where we have an enormous amount of people in our family, but we're distant from them, at least easily, like myself, over 3,000 miles away from most of my family members. But this card represents trying to forgive people in your family and learning to understand what that individual has gone through. Before we're, quick to judge what people have done in their lives, I'd encourage you to try to understand what causes that person to have the struggles they've been having in their entire life, or what caused them to be so angry, so frustrated. I always tell people look back into the root cause of your issues, and this will help you understand people. So when you're walking on the street and you're seeing somebody and you say hello to them, but they don't nod back to you, don't be quick to judge and say, oh, that person's an a-hole or this and that. Just take a deep breath and just say, you know what? I bless that person. You don't have to tell them you're blessing them, but just focus on them and say, you know what? I wish that person well. And actually, in reality, that'll actually make you feel 10 times better because you're not fighting negativity with negativity. You're fighting positivity with negativity. That's the one thing I encourage you guys to do. All right. Now moving forward, this card, the author card, I'll read it carefully to you guys. You have a book inside of you that wishes to be expressed. Make time to write it. If you look at all three of these cards here, this represents, you've been through a lot of struggle, a lot of pain, a lot of sadness in your life when it comes to relationships, whether it be with spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, or even family. And you're somebody who, obviously you have a lot to tell. And this is why I said it from the beginning. Take a moment and document your life. You don't have to post this book online. You could just take this book and basically start writing a journal every single day. A part of you, like I said, you guys, for career, you should be in the medical field of some form of teaching. You have the ability to teach others. This is the greatness in you. That's what we see from the first card. It's the passionate, driven. You have the red foundation with the green heart. You're there. People take advantage of you. You're very gullible. Uh, People will always see your kindness for a weakness. It's okay. Don't let them change who you are. Be strong. Move forward. I encourage you to write that book, like this card says here, and just journalize your experiences and what you've gone through. And think about or figure how you want to help others and how can you help others. You should be in a service industry. You should be in the medical field or something with service. But it has to be in a position where you have an effect, you make an impact. This is very important. The fact that we see uh, an angel here. You should have a strong connection with guides or angels or even loved ones, but you may have even lost a mother or a grandmother or someone who was like a mother figure in your life. Take a moment and write to them. There's moments here where you've been hurt to mom or you've been hurt by mom. Take a moment and write to them and try to forgive them for what they've done to you. If you look at these cards here, this is all about the impact of a female in your life. So take a moment and think about the women that have been in your life and try to, in a sense, look at the positives with that individual or look at the negatives and see how you can make a better situation better. Or if you have a bad situation, focus on those negatives and turn them into positives and ask yourself what you learned and where have you gone from it. Also, with this deck, what represents is take a breather. Go outside. Most of you guys, obviously, because of COVID, we've been confined to our houses, but you guys are able to go outside and enjoy the weather in most locations. So I would advise you guys to go outside, get around nature, because this is where you guys really need to be at. The roses are important in your life, so definitely look into that. That could be a symbol from your loved one, so pay attention to that as well. Also, take some time and cook. For some reason in this deck, what I'm being drawn to is cooking. Take some time and cook a meal, something that's authentic to you, that feels, strong, that makes you feel soulfully gained in a sense, makes you soulfully fulfilled. Go for that. One more thing here. You are the author of your own journey and your destiny. So basically, anything you put your mind to in your career, you will be successful at it. The key thing is allowing yourself to move forward, giving yourself that opportunity. The one of your biggest problems is fear, as we always saw it in the first pile. Fear is your biggest obstacle. Embrace that fear and move forward. God bless, and I hope this card pile right here helped you and made sense to you. Have a nice day. All right, guys. Now, if you chose deck 2 or pile 2, here you go. Let's see what you got. Here we guys go. Beautiful cards. So, your first card, let's take a closer look at this card. It represents truth. You are somebody, obviously, who relies deeply on truth. You'd rather be blunt and straightforward, is what I'm feeling with this deck right here, or this card, excuse me, guys. What I would say here, you're somebody obviously who is a seeker of the truth all the time. You don't like people to BS you or to cut corners. You are very balanced, or like everything has to be fair in your life, is what I'm seeing. You don't like people to have preferential treatment. You definitely are somebody who seeks justice. Wouldn't be surprised if you're in the justice field or something with legal matters, but definitely it's in your path for sure. I also feel here sometimes you could be a little bit stubborn. That's because we see this person leaning here and the world is in front of them or the galaxy is in front of them. Sometimes you could be a little bit stubborn in your ways. You're a little bit thick headed. You don't like being told what to do, how to do things. So that's perfectly fine. What I also feel with this is you're also a traveler, somebody who likes to be up and about. You don't mind being on your own or independent, what I get from this card. Now, what's very interesting here is these beautiful chains that are here, that are basically your chains. What it represents is that you build strong and strengthy relationships, and loyalty is very important to you in your life. If it ever were to break, it would be something that can cause you severe problems in your life. It can bring you imbalance. So you choose your friends wisely. You have a very tight inner circle, is what I would say here. You don't like, in a sense, how do I say this properly? It's not that you don't like new people coming into your life, but you're very hesitant about new people coming in. So, like I said here, it's give yourselves, there's nothing wrong with who you are. Just be a little bit patient, and I would encourage you to take your time and trying to bring new people into your circle. Give that person a chance and see how it can affect you. And sometimes because we're so strong in who we are, we're afraid of, breaking what's already good. And I understand that. So, what better way to prepare yourself, in a sense, allowing somebody come into your life or trying something new? This will actually prepare you because you're obviously a person that's afraid of failure in some ways. You don't like making mistakes. And after a while, we start making, we get good at certain things. And obviously, somebody can come in and affect us. Well, you know what? Instead of waiting for waiting for the unexpected, take that moment and try something new and prepare yourself for that failure or that setback. So you'll be a little bit more prepared for the future, is what I would say with this. Another positive here is astrology. I definitely feel like you're somebody who loves to look at the stars, in a sense, take moments by the ocean. The water is important to you. You're definitely affected by the moon and the stars. I also feel here, actually, the 20th made me feel somebody's birthday. So obviously, a lot of people are going to have birthdays coming up. By the time this actually releases, I would say your birthday should be within the next 2 or 3 weeks here. That's because I'm being drawn to 20 so much. So if your birthday is within the next 2 or 3 weeks, happy birthday. What I'm feeling here as well, and specifically, I'm being drawn to this little suitcase right here, or fanny pack, whatever you guys want to call it. But what I'm being drawn to that is a book of knowledge there, which makes me feel that you are somebody who is extremely knowledgeable, and at times you like to be always prepared or like to take a lot of notes. I just feel like you have to always take notes of something or just have to have everything, you're a little bit OCD is what I would say here because you like to be sort of in charge and in a sense, and I don't want to say in control, but you like that. Let's be honest here. Now, I also feel here you disguise yourself. Sometimes you portray yourself to be something in front of others, but then in the sense behind that you just almost like you want to get a reaction out of people. So it's kind of interesting how we get this card. You want to see how people react to your craziness. You kind of reminded me a little bit of my son. Uh, my son is a Gemini, so makes me feel like sometimes you guys are just always changing your ideas and your thoughts and the way you guys perceive life to be, which is kind of interesting. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's a good thing. You live basically at your hip. You're not afraid to take chances. That's the one thing I also see here. So it's kind of interesting. So if you guys see how I was doing this reading, how you guys literally changed my mind. So there you go. Good luck with that. And definitely somebody who disguises themselves, but are really good people. Honestly, you guys are definitely people who have to be hands on, always involved. Is definitely an important thing here. This is why you guys are always going to be successful, no matter what you do. And some of you guys who are just starting your lives or, starting, it may be a little bit tough right now because in a sense you're on a pendulum over here, not a pendulum, but a balance. And you guys are in charge of your destiny. You don't like being told what to do. So this card makes a lot of sense for you guys. I would say here, um, don't worry about what people think about you. Keep on moving forward. You'll learn as you go, as always. And you in these chains, you could look at another positive that you're always building. Every lesson you learn, you lock them in. You don't forget. And that's another thing here. You guys, you will never forget what people have done to you or what experience you had, especially the ones that impact you. So, with that being said, I would say, you know, keep on moving forward and continue being who you are. But remember, don't be afraid of failure. Failure is your friend here. And moving forward, learn from your mistakes. And obviously, like I'm a true believer in documenting everything in your life. So definitely take that time and write about it. Okay, let's move on to our next card. Beautiful card, trust. Now, it's kind of interesting because the first card was truth, and now this one is all about trust. Obviously, here, trust is like I said in the first card. It's a lot of your issues come from trusting people. You trust yourself more than anybody, and that's okay. I think that's fantastic. People can sometimes find your ego a little bit too strong, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with ego because in some there's a balance in ego. Let's correct that. There's a balance with ego. You need to have a little bit of ego in life to be competitive and challenge yourself, but you don't want to be egotistical. So that's the one thing I would say here. So don't be cocky, guys. Be a little bit more confident, but at the same time, be able to learn from others. That's the one thing that people have a problem with. We don't like criticism. And I feel like this is your stubbornness coming through. So learn to trust and listen to what people have to tell you. It's going to make you stronger. Now, this card also represents women. Okay. Now, obviously, here we have a mix of women, females, young people, older people. My thing here with this card is learning to trust the women in your life. This probably is more applying to men, but if you're somebody who is in a same-sex relationship, trust that partner. Give it a chance. Sometimes you guys do call me and say, Angel, I don't know if I can trust my loved one or my partner, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, whatever it may be. Take a moment and trust them, because a lot of times our issues come from our previous relationships. A good majority of the time it does. So if you go into a new relationship and you're going in doubtful, remember, law of attraction is so important. If you go into it doubtful, you're bringing fear and doubt into that relationship. Start trusting, giving that person that trust until they fail you. At least you know that you give them 110% of your trust. And that's what matters. In the end, God forbid you do get betrayed. At least you know that you gave it your all. But most importantly, you took a leap of faith with yourself. And yes, it's going to hurt a little bit. But anything that hurts us makes us stronger. So don't be afraid of it. Now, this purple here is very strong here. This makes me feel that there's a strong connection with the spirit world here. Maybe right now you're a little bit, skeptical or hesitant of the spiritual world. Trust it because you have an initial a belief in them. You do feel connected to your loved ones. You do have some faith in God here, is what I do feel. You go back and forth with your faith a lot because you easily sometimes you like to be analytical, you like to be practical. It's perfectly fine. But I always tell people all religions, no matter what you believe in, always lead to the light. So trust yourself, learn to trust the spirit world of something greater than yourself. And once you have that faith, just believe in it and always, in a sense, speak to them. And when I say speak to them from your heart, from your gut. Always feel them. Don't think about it, just feel it. Now, I also feel here with this card that obviously you've lost some people in life. There is a possibility here because we felt two people. This has to be at least two people in the spirit world that you're very close to. Because we have the female, it could be a mother figure or a father figure that's close to you, even a sister and possibly a daughter here. So this makes me feel like there's a relationship with children as well. You may have some issues going on with kids, is what I'm feeling with. Learn to talk about your kids and learn to talk with them in reference to what's going on. There could be a distance between you and your daughter or your son. Take some time and learn to understand what they're going through. Remember, we are the seeds that, basically we drop seeds with our kids. So when they see us not trusting, they become people who doubt trust and also be like that. So if you guys can work together and trusting each other, it can help them and help others be able to trust other people. And they won't be so, in a sense, at times sheltered or in a sense closed off or they're quiet. Now, I also feel once you guys set yourselves free and take that leap of faith and learn to forgive, the reason I'm seeing forgiveness here is because of this little band around my arm. This makes me feel like it's difficult for me to let go of something. Now, obviously, everybody's going to interpret cards differently, but what I feel right here is that when somebody does hurt you, you will hold on to it quite strongly. So try to let go of that fear and learn to forgive. Also, you have this beautiful red here, which represents passion and loyalty, extremely important in your life. But what stands out to me is that silver little emblem there and the diamond earrings, which makes me feel there's a part of you that's always looking for the best in people. Okay? So, with that being said, with this card, trust yourself and trust others and help others learn to trust you so that you can trust them. All right? Be a little bit more, how do we say this? Forthgoing. Beautiful. Now, this third card, Infinite Abundance. You're fully supported as you devote yourself to divine life purpose. Now, I like this card a lot because it represents you could be somebody who is a healthy eater, who likes fruits and vegetables. Hopefully, you're plant based or vegan. Not to knock people who do eat meat, there's nothing wrong with it. In a sense, what I would say here again with this card is that you're somebody who can make abundance happen for yourself. You dictate how you want to make money in this world, is what I feel for this. You have the ability to succeed no matter what you put your hands into. You could do pretty much anything. I actually feel a little bit more on the entrepreneurial side because remember, if you look at who you are, you like to be in charge of yourself or you're in a position of leadership. Okay. Definitely also with this is all the food. You could be in the industry where you're a chef or somebody in the cooking industry. Definitely. A little bit of services here, but ideally you can grow. Either you may start as a waitress and work your way up to the top. It's definitely in your possession to do it. It's definitely in your destiny to do that. I also feel here you could be a nutritionist, somebody who, like I said, wants to help people eat healthier. This is all jobs that are related to self-employment. Okay. So take that chance. Yes, nowadays we're dealing again with struggles and with the pandemic. So this is the opportunity for you to test your skills and put them out there. Why not take that chance? Now, I also feel here there's a lot of butterflies, also nature oriented. Because we see the butterflies, I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys do work at aquariums or zoos, just have a strong connection with animals. So, some of you guys could be in the medical field, it's definitely there, but primarily more catered toward animal or even insects. For some reason, I don't know why I felt with this, but I felt somebody could be somebody who actually wants to be a chemist or working with biology. There's so many interesting things here. I definitely felt a lot of research in this card. So definitely you guys who are, like I tell you guys are so complicated, but yet so important and crucial to this world, what you guys bring. So definitely push yourselves to do more. Is what I feel. Everything with you guys revolves around moving up. You guys are definitely people who love challenges. It's important for you guys. All I keep on seeing with this card is a beautiful mountain, just going right to the top of the sun. You want to be at the very top, so go for it. No matter what challenges you face, you're going to always find a tool or something to make it better for yourself. All right. But the key thing is don't look for excuses in others. Focus when something does get hard. Learn from it. Embrace that because that's what this card represents for you. One more other thing here, what I would say is your life's purpose is to be happy, but also is to your monetary value. Okay, it's the exchange. you guys like to be somebody who's well balanced financially. It's kind of funny how you pick up finances with food and fruits and vegetables, but it's a trade. Makes me feel like you guys can also be in the financial industry, which would represent that you guys could be bankers or just even with car sales is definitely in here for some reason, but we'll take it for what it's worth. But if you guys, because I see a car here, I don't know if you guys are wanting to make a purchase with the vehicle. I would say, obviously, I always tell people if you could afford it and you could put at least 20% down, then by all means go for it. But I would encourage you guys to be a little bit more patient and just put it off for a little bit. Just wait, okay? Because that's what I got drawn to. One more other thing here, because I'm seeing this little husk right here, and they made me feel a very strong connection to, for some reason, I got drawn to music, and I don't know why. But if you're from Tennessee or have a connection with Tennessee here, I just felt a little bit country music around you. If you're wanting to take that leap of faith in singing or even dancing or writing music, start now. Allow yourselves to be patient with yourself. The fact that the fruit's inside, be fruitful. Don't, in a sense, judge yourself. You tend to judge yourself a little bit too much here. This is where I'm being drawn to this one individual, possibly, who's wanting to start a music career. I would say you're gonna be good. Be patient. Take yourself. Take yourself, and what I mean by that is take your time. Learn who you are. Don't be afraid of that career specifically, and you're gonna be different. So trust that. This is for that one individual, okay? If when you guys do see this card and it makes sense with you with the music career, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to see if this really fits you. All right, guys? This is a little bit very specific for somebody who felt very drawn to the music career, okay? Especially country music. So if this is you, let me know. I would love to hear from you. All right? Take it easy. God bless. And I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. All right, so this is for you guys who chose basically deck three or pile three. All right, beautiful. All right, so let's start here. Positive movement forward. This represents here for those individuals who like to move forward on their own. I just feel like you're somebody who definitely is an adventurous person, loves to be by the water, even just by the obvious. Makes me feel a little bit more, you like to be, I want to say solo. You're very independent, extremely independent, self reliant. You could be a very instinctual person. You like to just make decisions out of fly. You're spontaneous, is what I like. And it also makes me feel that you could be somebody who likes to create your own destiny. You don't like being told basically about your future. It's kind of interesting. You just like to see what happens and what comes. The reason I'm being drawn to that is because this beautiful sail that's here, it's almost like the sun is blinding you. And even though the wind is carrying you, that's what you're driven by how life unfolds. So it's a very beautiful card, I think, for you individuals. I also feel like definitely water is important to you guys. You need to be around the rivers or, in a sense, the ocean. I feel like you truly rely on your own faith and your own knowledge, which is crazy because it almost felt like this was hand built by yourself. So it's kind of interesting. So you're somebody who likes to work with their hands. Not saying that you're gonna go out there and build a boat and go out sailing, and then more power to you if you do want to do that. But what I feel here is you don't, in a sense, how do I say this? You don't like being told what to do. You'll listen to other people. You have a beautiful, kind heart. You'll take suggestions about where to go, things to do. But obviously, in the final decision, it's up to you, of course. I do feel here that it's so crazy because it's meditation is important to you guys. Being either whether you're doing yoga or self training, what I'm seeing with this card, because it takes a lot of technique to go out sailing by yourself. It's demanding and it's strong, but it also requires strength and knowledge. And you guys are exactly that. You guys are somebody who need to be taking care of yourselves, who need to be working out, who needs to be eating healthy, making sure that your physical appearance is extremely important to you guys. I also feel with the physical appearance, it's simplistic. You have a humble side to you as well. You can be flashy, but you don't like to show it. So you like quality things. This is why this is hand built. So the quality's there. It's extremely important to you. So quality over, quantity is definitely monumental in your life. I also feel here the fact that the waves are so calm represents that you don't like troubles. In some small ways, you create the impact. So that's a kind of a good thing. I want to say you could be a little bit of a troublemaker at times, and please don't lie. There's a little bit of us in here, all right? So that troublemaker part of you is there, but it's not where it's completely bad. You could be, how do I say this nicely to you guys? Don't so you guys don't get offended. Um, I don't want to say it's manipulation, but yes, it could be a little bit of that as well. So for you guys who that applies to, go ahead and comment below because I'm pretty sure you guys will laugh out loud for that one. Other than that, what I feel with this card is just keep on doing what you're doing. Don't change who you are. August is a very important month for you guys. August is definitely a month of change. Also, obviously, you guys probably are Leos. Leos have two positive sides to them. One is good, not two positive sides, excuse me. One side is definitely positive, and some of you guys could be a little bit struggling at times, so where you guys can don't like being told what to do or how to do things as well. So that card definitely applies to you guys. But if your birthday's in August, happy birthday, guys. All right, let's move forward. Now, this card here, which represents balance, you guys definitely need to be in a relationship where you guys are equal. If you guys are in a relationship or starting a relationship, it is important for you to have a strong male or female person, spouse in your relationship. It's extremely important to you that the knowledge is there, the heart is there, the same goals because you guys are wearing literally the same green chain together as one. Everything with you guys has to be one at together. You guys are always infinite, working with hand in hand. So these relationships that you guys are in are definitely well balanced, must be, but if they're not well balanced, they will tip and fall apart here. Okay. You guys definitely have to be at the top of your game. You guys are both alphas. So this is for those alpha relationships here, those alpha personalities. If you look at the card one, is having to be in charge. If you're going to be in a successful relationship, you need to be with an alpha personality as well. But at the same time, you guys have equal strengths and equal weaknesses, but where you guys can strengthen where one person is weak in one side, the other person can lift them up and make them stronger there. So that balance lifts you guys up together. I feel here that everything with you guys see everything. Same visionaries. You guys have the same vision. Everything, you guys are careful planners. Uh, Definitely almost like what do you call this? The alpha couples. It's just a beautiful thing here. I don't see nothing wrong with that. Also makes me feel, for some reason, if you've lost a partner to the spiritual world who was, in a sense, somebody like I said, your other half, they're carrying you over what it represents. So whether you lost your partner, husband, wife, boyfriend, or girlfriend, they were your other half. You just got to remember this in a moment. Even though that you lost them in a physical sense, they're there for you in a spiritual sense. So they're bringing balance to you in the spiritual realm. So it helps you bring an intense, in a sense, an internal balance. So what I say with that is they're just saying basically to you through this reading is saying hello to you. They want you to know that they love you and they're always with you. For some reason, I heard the name Chris or Christopher. So if you have a husband or boyfriend that names Chris and Christopher, by all means, let me know. Um, what I also feel here is this extreme love for father and mother. Okay, guys? This goes in a sense a very strong relationship with your parents or parent. What it feels like here, you look up to them. They were your role models. They're the ones who molded you into becoming who you are today. But you, in a sense, taken their knowledge and made it something better. And you're definitely a business individual here. Whoever you are, whoever you guys are, definitely business oriented is what it feels like. Somebody, obviously, we're peeking over here a little bit because we can see the speaker card. You want to have some influence in life, is what it feels like. And I love this card because this is where it kind of reminds me of my relationship with my wife, where we do things together. I may be the speaker, but she's also the speaker as well. She's the one who helps me become the better me. And this is exactly how this applies to you guys. You have your wife or your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend who's helping you find that best in you and giving you that courage to move forward. Now, what I feel here, if we have to look in the negative side would be sometimes you guys could be in your head too much and you could overcomplicate things. Don't be so negative on yourself. Sometimes we could be, people like this, we could be very balanced, but we could also be extremely unbalanced at times. And we could walk off the distant path and we could literally tip our scales the wrong way. This is what this card is making me feel. So I would say there, recenter yourself, get yourself into some meditation, do things that are more uh, like core values in a sense of going out, exercising, do a little bit of biking, running. These are kind of exercises you guys need to be doing. Your kind of balance is working out. You have to do cardio. Muscle building, yes, great, but for you guys, cardio is extremely important. So this will help you bring back and tip those scales back. All right. Also, the fact that we see pink mother influence is extremely important in your life, but the male influence is a little bit stronger here. So you guys have more dominant roles with males, whether you're female or male. Males, for some reason, have more of a mentorship aspect here. That's what I'm being drawn to with this card. Okay, guys, let's move forward. Now, with the third card here, it says speaker. Your life purpose involves your skills of orientation. What I feel with this is it doesn't mean you have to go out there and start speaking to the world, but it's leadership. Leadership, giving guidance, counselors, therapists. It's theirs, teachers, being in the college profession. This is definitely you having a leadership of a business. You want to help influence many people. That's what I'm being drawn to. You're a writer, an author, somebody who wants to write novels, movies. This is definitely your vision here because you want to make changes. You have a vision, you want the world to see your vision, which kind of goes back to the card one. You're going out there for exploration and you want to basically express your experiences. So, this isn't a very important card for you guys. You guys are definitely leaders. Trust your leadership role. Go for it. If you're somebody who's in the field and you're having a promotion coming up, I would encourage you guys to take that promotion, or in a sense, put yourself in that position and go for it. Work your way up because that's where you guys need to be, is at the very top. So don't be afraid of it. Take that step, take that leap of faith there. I also feel here this podium is important for some reason. The podium makes me feel, there's obviously something there that, but your people, most of the times they have their notes and whatnot. But if you look at this individual, they're speaking from their heart. They're not even looking down, they're looking at the people. So you have a very strong connection with people. What's interesting at the same time is these beautiful wings. It's not only that you're an angel at heart, but there's also a strong presence of spirituality behind you. You may not believe just yet in angels, but know that they are around you. Very commonly, we have Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, but this one is just, it feels very different. It's a strong angelic presence. It makes me feel almost as if we're connecting with God or Jesus or whatever religion you guys are in, or in a sense, spirituality. Just trust that their connection is there with you and they're helping you become stronger. This also feels, if you see the green just here, even though he's not holding it in his hand, but it feels like it is, you guys are definitely healers as well. You guys are healed with the way you speak. Some of you guys may be Reiki specialists. Trust in your guides. That's the one thing I would say here. Trust in your guides. or teachers, trusting what you're trying to convey, trusting, or even teachers who do this for a living. In a sense, this teaching, trust your initial gut, trust that the spirit world is there helping you, giving you the guidance and the strength to move forward. Don't be afraid to stand up for your personal beliefs because your beliefs are coming from a good place. Okay? The purple that this person is wearing is, I love it because it represents the spiritual world. Some of you guys will have a very strong faith in spirituality, and you don't like being told, in a sense, anything else. Remember this, guys. If you're into spiritual and spirituality, uh, open yourselves up to other ideas. Remember, the spiritual world is limitless. There's so many things we continue learning every single day. In our life, there's no master of anything. You get, no matter how good you are, you can always get better. So take that with a grain of salt. What I'm telling you here is, as you preach, learn from your students, learn from your adversaries, learn from them. And I guarantee you'll learn something every day. Learn to listen. Sometimes we can get at this moment in our lives where we get to the top, where we're that teacher, we're that speaker that everybody listens to, and we feel like we know it. So this is where confidence can come in a little bit too strong. So where you feel like you think you know everything, take a moment and take a deep breath and recognize how far you've come and how much you've overcome. But also remember, you can still fall off that pedestal in a sense. All right. Even though spirit world's got you, you have to learn to take and listen to what other people have to say. Learn from other people. You will grow even more. That's why spirit world has your back, but they're telling you, listen, take an extra second here in your day and listen to what other people have to say, different opinions, different visions. All right. It can actually influence you to be stronger. I say that quite strongly because I just feel like somebody's going to actually be really drawn to this, and you're going to be in a professional field and you feel at the point where you're getting a little bit stuck in a sense. That's why I'm getting drawn to this card. You feel like you're getting a little bit stuck in your life and you're just getting bored. Open your mind up to new things with other people, other people's ideas, and let them influence you so you can make better, and new changes will come that will lift you off. All right, guys? I hope these cards made sense to you. Um, if it did, or if it did not, let me know. Let me know how it motivated you. And then if you definitely enjoy my readings and you want more, please do comment. And lastly, people, if you stood around this long, please subscribe. Thank you and God bless.